സ്ഥാനാർത്ഥി ശ്രീകുട്ടൻ എന്നാണ് സിനിമയുടെ പേര്. അടുത്ത കാലത്ത് വന്നുപോയ സിനിമയാണ്. ആ സിനിമ ഒരു വലിയ സ്വാധീനം കേരളത്തിലെ വിദ്യാലയങ്ങൾ ഉണ്ടാക്കുന്നു എന്നുള്ളതാണ് വാർത്ത.
రీసెంట్ గా కేరళలో ఒక సినిమా ఓటీటీలో రిలీజ్ అయ్యి హల్చల్ చేస్తుంది. స్థనార్థి శ్రీకుట్టన్ అని చెప్పి ఈ మూవీ అన్నమాట.
Hello everyone, we have with us the team of Sthanarthi Sreekuttan, the film that is changing the education system little by little. We have Nishant Pillai, the producer, we have Saiju, Kurup, the actor, and most important, we have the director, Vinesh, Viswanath. So, congratulations to all of you.
Thank you.
Now, Nishant, if you could just tell us the impact of what has happened. That is, it has happened in Kerala schools. It has happened in a few schools in Tamil Nadu. You have even seen it happen in a few schools in Punjab.
Yes.
So,
right.
what is the impact that has happened?
First thing first, most importantly, when Vinesh had come in to, discuss the script, and when I heard the climax, we did speak about this at that moment itself, saying that somewhere we believed that, there's going to be a change in this, And now that the film became viral over the OTT platform, it has been phenomenal where, every other school, they're trying to see if, can we implement this and check, So a few of the channels out here in Kerala, they have been reporting from multiple schools in Thrissur, Kottarakara, different places wherein they've already implemented that, And interestingly, the first school that got implemented, that was here in Kottarakara, which is run by our Minister KB Ganesh Kumar sir.
Okay.
So he was the first to implement that. He was very impressed with the change that was there. So if you ask us what is the impact of it now, we are so happy to say that, there is so much of buzz that has created, and even the teachers community. Like, for example, 2 days back, I got, a post from a lady who is teacher. So she said, this particular post is circulating in the teachers community. That is no backbenchers, no front benchers, everyone are equal. So that was something really great. We really appreciated that. And I believe this has to happen when, all the kids are seen equally, all are getting equal opportunities. And ideally, that is exactly what the director's vision was.
Right. So, no backbenchers, no front benchers, everybody is equal, right? So, this goes against maybe over a century of classrooms in India, because we have what we're used to in a classroom is there's one row, and then there's the second row, and then there's the third row, and then there's the fourth row, and then there's the fifth row, and then there's the back row, or whatever it is. The good students sit in front, the bad students or the lazy students or whatever sit at the back. That's a traditional definition.
Yes.
What made you say, what gave you the idea of coming up with a script that broke this at the end and said there is no front bench, there is no back bench?
Actually, we got inspired from my own childhood. Actually, when DPEP system was in Kerala, when I was studying in third standard, this shape benching system was there.
This
Yes.
circular thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Back in 10 to 15 years back, actually. And when we were researching on the script, there were few schools that follow this rule, and we thought, why don't we bring back this idea? Why don't we? It's actually a 13-year-old boy's wish. He wished this to happen in his classroom. So it wasn't much of a thought for him. So for that sake of innocence, we created this idea. We only wish some of the schools might imitate us. But we never expected this kind of nationwide impact. That is truly surprising, and we don't know how to process this.
Very overwhelming.
Yeah.
Very overwhelming.
Yeah.
So, Saiju, if you were to briefly tell the people who haven't seen the movie what it's about, what would you say?
Definitely, I would say that the USP of this movie is what we are talking about right now, the climax, and why we should watch this movie. See, there's a soul connection of souls in this movie. The childhood, what we have shown in this movie, everyone, all human in the entire world, everyone can relate to that. See, we have shown it as a government school.
Yeah.
These days we have got government schools as well as private institutions, high-class institutions, all are there. But still, whoever watches this movie, they can relate to this, and If they are elderly people, definitely we give them a chance to um, think about what happened in their childhood. So these things are there in this movie. There's a soul, basically. The kids, what they aspire, how they dream, and what do they do to achieve this dream. So all those things are there. So in a nutshell, I think every person should watch this movie without any language barrier. So we have got subtitles these days. So this has released on OTT, and OTT these days is actually giving a lot of visibility to movies like this.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if I think this got a theatrical release, and people who saw this movie in theaters, they appreciated it definitely. But what happened is we wanted more audience to reach the theaters. But for movies like this, it's a so-called children's movie.
Yeah.
At last, people will only see this as a children's movie. So they will think that, okay, we will watch it while it comes in OTT or satellite channel. So that's, we can't blame them also. But I think after this movie has got a lot of rave reviews, and this has spread like a wildfire all over India. So now maybe filmmakers would think of making more of children's movie, and audience would definitely think of going to the theaters to watch these type of movies.
Yeah.
So I was actually shocked to know that it reached Punjab also. So from there we get reports that they have applied this thing in their schools. When I saw the movie before the release, Nishan sent me the Vimeo link. I saw the movie, and I saw this climax, and where this U type of arrangement was made for the students to sit. So I was actually thinking, is it practically possible to do this? So I didn't had a problem, because while I was in school, I was not a last bencher. It's I was a front bencher, but it was not that I was very good at studies, so that's why I was a front bencher. It was not like that. But what happens is once annual year starts and the first day we join the school, so you saw today that I reach before time. So those days also I used to reach before time. Okay. So somehow I used to like the front bench, and I used to sit there. And the reason, I think, the reason behind that was, as soon as the teacher leaves the class, when the recess bell rings, so I should be the first one to go and have lunch,
Yeah.
or I should be the first one to go to the washroom. So every time I used to get the chance to walk out first, because I used to be the front bencher. So the door used to be there. So that was my thing. So our school had that type of this thing. That door was near the front bench. Yeah. So coming back to this, I think in the recent interview of Vinesh, I realized that I was not the first choice actually for this character. But whatever said and done, it was really professional from their side, because I was doing Janaki Chani at that time, and I had only 3 days to spare. And they had a lot of scenes to shoot with me, and scenes also, and then a few song cuts also. And the song cuts were in different locations.
Right.
And I was thinking that whether these people will be able to shoot all these things in 3 days. But then I went there, and the third day at 4 p.m., they finished everything. And I was back to the location of Janaki Jane. In fact, they had time till night 9:30, but they packed me off at 4. So that was the professionalism. That was the homework they did. Shot by shot, shot division, everything was done. Once I went there, started, then stopped only on the third day at 4 p.m.
Now, when at a time everybody wants to make a big movie with big stars.
Yes.
This is your first film.
Yes.
And you're saying, I want to make a movie with kids.
Yes.
And I want to make a movie not just with kids and happy kids and all that, but a movie that shows a problem and creates some kind of revolution within a classroom.
Yes.
What gave you that confidence?
I didn't think much.
Okay.
That's the only part. I didn't think much. People told me that making your debut movie with kids and pets is a biggest business. That time I got advance from him, so I couldn't back off or anything. So we got this idea at the end of 2018. We are about to make it as a short film, just without this political angle and all. And we came to realize that it has the potential for a full movie. And we researched and we reached so many schools and children. We interviewed so many children. Then only we had a scene order and the script. The perks of having 4 writers around us, just not my brain, 3 other beautiful brains were working for me, and that was the most helpful thing. So I didn't worry much because I was surrounded by this kind of support. So everyone was saying, that kind of support was surrounding me. So that wasn't a problem. Only when the movie came out on theatre, we had a tremendous response from audience and critics also, including you. And 1 week later, after the wildfire came, it took the lion's share of our theatres. Still, we had good shows in the remaining screens and all. So we had confidence that after OTT release, it will still be in talk. And things are happening so unexpectedly. It is growing nationwide, and I think everyone should consider doing this kind of movies as debut too. They don't have to worry because I am the living example. Doing a movie with children in lead cast, that's a different kind of ball game, I believe, and it's
It's a task.
actually.
Task.
Yeah.
No, I think the reason people don't typically take this route is because they want to impress the industry.
Yes.
And say, listen, I can handle like big stars, or because that's typically the safer way to go about it, right? So that becomes their especially today when there is so many things to watch and so how do you cut through the clutter? So it's very impressive that you not only made a movie that is back to the roots, a very small movie, not in the impact sense, but in the size sense, but also something that became big through other means. That's amazing.
Yes.
Now, Nishant, you have a connection
Yeah.
with him.
Yeah.
And do you want to talk about that?
Oh yeah, I know him when he was a 20-year-old child,
Yeah.
teenager. Yeah. Budget Lab Productions I started in 2018. So prior to that, I was into IT field and all. But I used to work as an AD in early 2000s in Telugu films. So cinema was always part of me. Cinema was not a passion. Cinema was a friend for some personal reasons. So it was like in 2018, I told my wife that, I'm bugged with so-called IT profession. I'm leaving this. So she was like, what next? I said, I'm starting a firm. So she's like, what will you do with that? The whole concept of starting Budget Lab was to encourage young talents, which I could not do when I was young.
Yeah.
Like for example, when I was young, I only wanted films. So I told my kids, I have 2 boys. I said that if your dad would die, he would die either as a filmmaker or as nothing. So I was very clear on that. Second thing is, I wanted to create a platform which, at least as far as I know, which has never happened, at least in South India, wherein I create a platform for short film production. So, including my mother, they said you're a stupid and you're screwing up everyone's life. I was like, let's see, how it goes. That's how I started something called Malayalam Short Film Production Contest. So this contest,
This contest was held by Budget Labs.
Yeah, exactly. I started it in 2018. So the whole purpose of this was, people send in their scripts. I select any one of those winners, whosoever it is. I produce that within a budget of 1 lakh rupees. Okay. So the whole idea came in because I screwed up making a short film way back in 2014. That is where I met him at that time when he was a child. Okay. So I screwed it up because I spent around 5 lakhs. I was royally taken for a ride. And after which, what happened in 2018 when I started this contest, the first thing I told people was that I'm not making a film if the director is great or the script is great, but I'll make a film if the team is great. That was something underwritten always. And there are a couple of rounds that happen, and the third round is where I meet these contestants, the top 10, top 15. And out of these people, there was this name called Vinesh Viswanath. I did not realize, because I did not meet him for almost 5-6 years after that, and way back into the... And suddenly I see this boy sitting in front of me. I'm like, are you not the same guy whom I met in 2014? He said, yes, I'm the same guy. Wow. Then he won that season. The first season was won by Vinesh, and then he made the first short film. And
I'm just going to interrupt you there. That film that won,
Yeah.
what was the subject of that film?
It was about butterfly effect. It was the title of it was Chaos Theory.
Okay.
In short, the story was how a small butterfly killed a man.
Okay.
That was the idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
So nothing like your current movie.
No, not at all.
Please continue.
so
Yeah.
that happened with Vinesh, and then it continued. The legacy continued where I went for the second, third, fourth seasons. Now we are standing at the 8th season. So Budget Lab has produced 21 short films, okay, and I would say 21 technicians, in which there are 3 of them who are already part of cinema. Last year there was a film called Mandagini, which was directed by a gentleman called Vinod Leela, who was again a Budget Lab product. Then Vinesh is there. He was a season 1 winner. My season 4 winner, he's a writer of Shane Nigam film, the upcoming Shane Nigam film.
Okay.
His name is Amir Suhail. So it is like my dream was that what I could not do, I want them to do. So, and I always tell these people that, my selfish wish is that I have 2 boys growing up. And, I want to send them to you guys, when they're interested in films. But on a broader scale, I felt that my whole intention was that, when I screwed up that 5 lakhs, it was a big amount for me, I had a small Wagner those days, I had to sell that car, so I did not have a vehicle and all. Then I was like, it was a big learning in all that means. And then I thought, because I see a lot of kids coming to me with the scripts and things like that, but when it comes to a team, they screw it up. And I would say, if Budget Lab went with Vinesh for the first feature film, that again is his team. Because Vinesh, he was telling me that he went to some 17 production houses and all. And he said, Cheta, I wasted almost 4.5 years. I said, just come to me. I'll just listen to your subject. So he came, he narrated, and I was like, wow, this is phenomenal. This is really nice. And then I told Vinesh that, Vinesh, I'm just taking the baby steps. And, and I have a partner for this film, Sthanarthi Sreekuttan. His name is Muhammad Rafi. So I called him. I said, Rafi, listen to the script. If you like it, we will do it. So Rafi also was like, no, Nishant, I liked it. Let's do it. So I told Vinesh that, Vinesh, it's like a do or die for you, do or die for us. If we both screw it up, it's done. But trust me, it was fantastic with this team. They kept as like how Saiju said, how they were professional. I should thank Saiju and rest of the artists for being so cooperative. Saiju, he said, they packed him at 4 p.m. But from their perspective, what I hear is that Saiju and all were like extraordinarily cooperative. So that was, if that would have not happened, we would have shot up with our budget, our days of shoot, and we are a beginner. So, any goof up would have screwed up the whole thing. We were having kids, as he said, the risk we took with kids. But I think, they say the nature's law, where, if you are genuine with your, your key interest or whatever it is, it shows a way to get that done. So that way, I believe Budget Lab today, when we look back, I feel so proud that, I have people like this. And, it took 7 years for me to be known to the world. That, 7 years that, there's a guy called Nishant. So there were a lot of brickbats, a lot of people criticizing, my own relatives saying that, like my mom, she expired in 2022, 5 days before the shoot started. So we have something called Sanjayanam, the 5th day. And that day was the day when the film's shoot started. So everybody said so we can change the shoot date. I said, no, the shoot has to happen. So that was something very personal for me because, cinema is something, how much people don't know, how much I look cinema into, and I said, let's have the film done. That day the shoot started, and I think might be her blessings, and then the entire team. It was a fantastic experience. I'm so proud. So I tell him that, and I'm so super proud that might be Sthanarthi did not make great financial benefits for us. That's a fact, But it has paved us way to go for your next film. Now that this viral thing is happening, I'm getting investors saying that, tell us when shall we start the next film. So that is the big thing for me, because same are the people who were such a great support, but they could not unfortunately help me. Be it satellite, OTT, they all loved the film, but as you said, the industry trends and all, people couldn't help me. They were supportive.
Yeah.
I was like, it's okay. At least, I have some people with whom I made some rapport. So that way, I think Budget Lab, at least I reached halfway of what I was intending, to create that space in this market. And I believe I should continue in the same manner. And that's the plan I have with Budget Lab.
That's great because you created a company that created the short film contest, and then he won the first.
Yeah.
The episode,
Contest, yeah.
the contest, and then now he's sitting here with us.
Yeah.
So, what's your what? How do you plan to shape your career, Vinesh?
I thought I was going to do my first movie when I'm 25 or 26. Then COVID happened, 2 year gone. And I thought I did 6 short films and a documentary and assisted in a movie. And I thought I will do my first movie as quick as possible. Then I will wait for the right chance for my second movie. That was my plan. But all those plans didn't quite didn't work that much. But all of my plans are derailed. So my immediate next plan is go with the flow and grab every opportunities I can, so that I can tell more stories. My next stories are there's no similarities with Sthanarthi Sreekuttan's story or making. I want to explore more and more in technical aspect and storytelling and everything. So yeah, I don't want to stick around with one style. I want to explore more and more subject. That's my career plan actually.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Now, Saiju, you recently produced a film for which we had a conversation called Bharatanatyam. Now, that movie was picked up by an OTT player. But it was on a revenue share basis. Is it possible to make movies like Bharatanatyam or Sthanarthi Sreekuttan trusting that the revenue share basis will bring back a certain amount of money?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So would you just want, for those who don't know, do you first want to just explain how the revenue share basis works?
See, it works for several platforms. It's different payment methods.
Yeah.
That is, for example, let's say if a person watches our movie, the movie's duration is 2 hours, let's say, and if he watches for 1 hour, he will get X amount of money.
Yeah.
And if he watches for 2 hours, he will get 2X. So that is how it works. And this X value will change.
That will come completely to your pocket.
Yeah, that will come completely to our.
So you don't have to pay a hosting fees or something like that to the OTT.
No, nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, because they will be definitely taking their share and then giving us.
Okay.
So this X is our producer's amount.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a very good way to generate revenue. If we are not getting buyers, so this is the best option we have right now, thanks to all major OTT platforms who are doing this revenue sharing. So for Bharatanatyam, as we discussed, within 9 days, we could hit around 50 million streaming minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was a big thing at that time, last year. And then came my movie Abhilasham again, and Abhilasham I think is at par or above Bharatanatyam.
Right.
In terms of this streaming minutes. So, the thing is that if you are not getting a good run at the box office, like how Bharatanatyam or Sthanarthi Sreekuttan had, definitely this revenue sharing is a very good option. And these OTT platforms has got a lot of subscribers, tons of subscribers, and all around the world. And all these people watch our movies, and that is how it happened that Sthanarthi Sreekuttan came to Sinaplay, and in Punjab they have started applying this our climax portion. So one more thing, that's a very important thing. We have got the award for best children's film by in this Kerala Film Critics Award. We got the best children's film award, and I got best supporting role for Bharatanatyam, Sthanarthi Sreekuttan, and one movie which is not yet released, The Third Murder.
Okay.
Yeah. So 2 awards for Sthanarthi Sreekuttan.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
But would you call Sthanarthi Sreekuttan a children's film?
Definitely not.
It's not, right?
Yeah.
It has children,
Yeah, it has.
but it's not a children's film.
Then Malena is a children's film. It's not a children's film.
But generally, the audience point of view, if there are kids who
Yeah.
are playing the protagonist,
Right.
then definitely
Children's.
Yeah, children's film. So that's why I'm asking, what is your point of view? So how do you view this film?
We conceived this film for everyone, especially elders, teachers. We followed the path of Tare Zamin Par, Kaka Mutai and all. Tare Zamin Par is, so many schools are showing this Tare Zamin Par for kids, not knowing the fact that it is not for them. It is for adults. It is for teachers. That's the same path we followed. We made this movie for also for kids and adults. There is takeaway for every kind of audience. For kids, it's swag of first one team and the cricket and all. For adults, people like CP, they have to realize, and we tried exposing those kind of toxic teaching cultures also. So I think it's not a children's movie at the whole aspect. This movie is mainly for the elder audience. The major takeaway, the major politics should connect with them first. Then only they can reach children. They can be the good listeners for them. The children need listeners actually.
Yeah.
They are facing. They don't know how to tell their problem, because whenever they tell their problem, it leads to a lecture, for a 1 hour lecture. So that has to be break. They need listeners. They need who's bullying them, not just their seniors. Teachers are also bullying them. So they need listeners. That's what that's what I try to say.
Yeah, Nishant, there is one thing that people keep going back and forth about, which is the fact that do films have, are people affected by films? And it's a complicated question because it depends on the person, it depends on the film, all kinds of things. But here is an actual example of a film saying that social impact is possible through cinema.
True.
Which is something that many people have been trying to do, because people have been trying to do, let's say, women empowerment movies that doesn't always translate into
Exactly.
women empowerment. They've been trying to do get rid of caste movies that doesn't always translate to, because caste is still a very big problem. Gender patriarchy is still a very big problem. But in this particular case, we actually have a film that cracked a solution, and at least in some places, that solution has been implemented.
Yeah.
That's amazing. What is your theory in general about films that have messages in them?
First thing first, I believe that we should never try hard. That I should give you a message.
You should not try.
Yeah, never try hard, because the thing is that these kind of cases, whichever film if you see, I always felt that it just happens with the flow. Because people have to get connected. Say, for example, when Sthanarthi. So when Vinesh narrated Sthanarthi to me, the CP character, which was played by Varghese, I had a CP in my life. When I was in my 10th, 9th and all, there was this physical education teacher who was exactly the CP that was there in the script. He used to physically abuse me, emotionally abuse me. So when Vinesh and his friends were narrating, I was just recollecting my 9th and 10th. This has happened to me. Secondly, it is about see, from a producer's perspective, what made me select Sthanarthi. Because Varghese, I still remember the first time when I met, he appreciated me saying that, Cheta, hats off for selecting this film as your production. And, interestingly, Vinesh told me that he had approached their production house also, which did not work out. So my part was that, it was not about whether or not we have a message.
Yeah.
My question was whether or not we are making a film which would convey something that might be important for the society. You know, it's whether they take it positive or negative is a different point. But the CP part that was there, you know, I was dead sure, I was very sure that every other student, at least out of 10, 7 of them will have a CP in their life, somewhere or the other place. Okay, that I was very sure. Secondly, now, you know, any other film, as you rightly said, there are, even I have come across some films who try to force the message, woman empowerment, whatever it is. I don't think so it happens like that.
Okay.
You know, for a film, it just go, the process, the flow, and it just translates. And if it translates something like this, it's wow, really good. You know, because the other day I was telling Vinesh that, you know, at least 1 week before this, that's today's 14th, let's say 7th of July, I never had my phone ringing or no messages coming in. You know, it was dead. So I was like, okay, this happens. But last 1 week, it was like, be it WhatsApp, LinkedIn, blah, 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 blah. It's like all full.
That is after the film came to OTT.
Exactly. After the viral thing happened, because we had this article which came in Hindu paper, which was across the nation and even in the international edition. That is how this all started up, you know. So today I feel that, you know, wow, we made a film, we had a purpose, but then it was never intentional. And I don't think so anybody can make a film like that, you know, because if you do it in that way, you try it hard, you will definitely fail, you know. So that is my take. It just happens. That's how I feel.
Right. What did it feel like to see that the first film that you've directed is kind of, you know, you got a mention in the Hindu and, you know, it just gone viral for this one reason. What does it feel like?
Very overwhelming, actually. As I said before, we actually didn't expect this kind of impact would blow up. The Tamil Nadu government is officially implementing in all schools from the Monday, and there is a big debate is going on. And we don't know how to process these things, and we are too grateful that it is happening. In every hour, there is a new update on this film. We are refreshing our Twitter feeds, Facebook feeds, and whatsoever.
What is the latest update?
What's the latest?
I
One more school has.
Yeah, I have an update. Today morning, my father-in-law sent me a paper cutting.
Okay.
So there's a famous newspaper in Telugu called Nadu,
Yeah.
run by Ramuji Rao.
Okay.
So the discussion is about the Tamil Nadu school thing, and they're also talking about schools getting implemented in Andhra Pradesh and all.
Okay, I didn't get this update.
Because I was driving, I could not send it to you. So I was telling you, when
Yeah.
you're coming. Yeah.
And
So-
a write-up came in a few other
Andhra, Telugu channel.
worldwide.
Actually, even
Telegraph had come.
National Herald, all of them.
And even BBC took an interview yesterday.
Yes.
You know, so discussing what is the impact.
That's surreal, right? It's like you don't know how something is going to break out and become known and make an impact. And, you know, I think what I'm taking away from this is, you know, the fact that doing good, which can even mean making a good film, as in like wanting to make a good film, as opposed to making a message-heavy film, but wanting to make the best film that you can,
Yes.
without expecting it to do anything, can itself be a good thing. You know, you release it into the world and you don't know what could happen from it.
Yes.
And that's a lovely takeaway from this film. You know, so thanks everyone. Thank you so much, and all the best. May you discover many more,
Thank
you know, filmmakers. All the best for your second film.
Thank you, sir.
And I don't need to wish you luck, because he's one of the most popular. You know, I don't think getting this 1 hour or half an hour of time must have been like severely difficult for you. So I don't really wish you
Not like that.
so. But thanks everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So. Thank you.